up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rides. We're back at one of my favorite parking lot locations because guess what? We have that German compact SUV that many people say it's one of their favorites. This is a 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan. Our particular one is an R-Line trim and it's got that black edition to it. But before we dive in to this compact, believe it or not, three-row SUV, let's talk about what's going on here. The Tiguan. It first appeared at the Frankfurt Auto Show all the way back in 2007, if you could believe that. First generation went from 2009 all the way to 2017. Now with this current iteration of the Tiguan, I think we're getting very close, super close to another redesign. But what I want to do is, since we have this particular one, especially that R-Line with the black edition package, I want to really find out, should you be buying this German compact SUV, or should you maybe go with one of the more popular choices, either the Toyota RAV4 or the Honda CR-V, and just for fun, you could throw in the Mazda CX-5 and the new Hyundai Tucson. But one thing is for certain, if you're looking for some unique Euro styling and also some of those other touches, this Tiguan might be the perfect compact SUV for you. Let's go ahead, let's dive in and find out, should you be buying this over the CR-V or the RAV4 or any of the competition for that matter? Let's find out. Right off the bat, very, very unique body lines, especially on the R-Line. I like the way they have a nice aggressive look. Now the headlight housing is quite massive. This has been around for a few years now, but you do have your daytime running lamps, LED daytime running lamps, a little bit of silver in there. But what I do like is the way they take the silver trim from the grille and actually bring it right into the headlight housing. Now I talked about aggressive styling. This is where you're gonna find it in this lower corner. It is a bit of gloss black, but sitting here brand new, it's working really well with the metallic gray color. Now you do have some horizontal lines here. The bad news is the Zonk, these are non-functional side air curtains. I wish they would have made this a functional air curtain to go with that overall aggressive look. You do have lower fog lamps, and I do like the styling touch of how they took the gloss black and just brought it into this lower section of the front fascia. Now, as we come across the grille, with a Volkswagen product, just like with many other German brands, very clean styling. So you're gonna have a gloss black horizontal slot with the shiny chrome, and of course that Volkswagen badge. So many years of history there. The People's Car R-Line badge. That's one of those things where you're gonna get some of that R sporty style on this Tiguan, and working your way down, a little bit more gloss black with two horizontal slots that is gonna help flow in some air for the engine at the front of the business. Now when we get up onto the hood, I love the nice crease here. They put a nice hard crease, meets perfect with the top of the grille. And then like I said, other than that, simple styling, everything fades away as it goes towards the windshield. We come around the bend, what are we working with on this R-Line spec black edition? You'll notice, of course, you're gonna get these gloss black wheels, split spoke design, 20-inch wheel. The wheel really makes this overall Tiguan. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, what's the size of this? 255 on the width, 40 series sidewall. Of course, you could get it front wheel drive and also all-wheel drive with the 4Motion all-wheel drive system. You got the Volkswagen badge very prominently displayed there in the center, and you're looking at rotors that are a little bit over 13 inches, fully ventilated rotors. But one thing I wish they would have done, at least on this R-Line, is painted the flat black. You do get the flat black that goes around the fender arch here. Would have been nice just to paint it that beautiful metallic gray color. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section. Now going down the side, tasteful on the badging. R-Line, really clean. It's not meant to look like a vent. I like the way they kind of bring that chrome trim into the door, and you'll notice the body line, how it picks up at the front and goes right in the door. You are going to get gloss black on the mirrors, obviously slim and trim on the turn signals, a little bit of gloss black on the lower portion of the door, but look, they actually painted this whole lower sill area, and I like the way it extends out. Really gives it a lot of substance to the side of the vehicle. The only problem is it goes right back to flat black. So I don't know why they did that, but I'm definitely zonking the flat black around the fender treatment. But all these nice crisp lines. You do have These flat black roof rails, they are raised, and we do have a panoramic sunroof up top. Working our way towards the rear. Good size on the quarter window. Remember, when we're looking at the competition, the CX-5, the Sportage, the Tucson, the CR-V, the RAV4, this is the only one that you could get 3 rows. This has 3-row capability. We'll see how usable that 3rd row is in a second. Now, out back, you are gonna have just a regular stubby roof spoiler. It would have been nice to extend that off the back. There's really nowhere to put this rear wiper, so we're not even gonna talk about that. But like I said, for an R-Line, would have been cool to have this kind of extend out a little bit further. They do a great job on the taillights. Taillights on Volkswagen products, nice LED lighting. Of course, you got the Volkswagen badge, Fahrvergnügen in the center, and we drop down. Other than that, you're just gonna get your Tiguan SE. This is an SE trim with the R-Line package and Black Edition. The last zonk of the day for the outside are gonna be these guys right here, fake exhausts. I'd rather you just left it gloss black and didn't even mess with putting fake exhausts on. From a distance, they look cool because they look real, but as you can see, it's just plastic there. But why don't we go ahead, let's pop the hood and see what's powering our Tiguan. All right, guys, we got the hood open. You do have a hydraulic hood strut. A lot of the competition has just a prop rod. Underneath that hood, pretty tasteful engine cover. And what are we looking at power-wise? You're looking at a 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine, 184 horsepower, 221 pound-feet of torque. The bad news is not the quickest. You're looking at 0 to 60 in about 9.5 seconds. So a lot of the competition is going to be able to out-accelerate this at the end of the day. Top speed is 114 miles an hour. MPGs 21 in city, 29 on the highway. It is mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission, and it weighs around 4,136 pounds. The nice thing is no CVT. So if you're looking at a vehicle, say the CR-V, you're gonna get a CVT. This, you're getting an 8-speed. That would put it smack dab up against the RAV4 that also has an 8-speed automatic. But why don't we go ahead, let's get to the interior and see what the SE R-Line Black Edition brings to the table. All right, guys, we're inside this 2021 Volkswagen Tiguan SE R-Line Black Edition. Now, I know you're saying, well, Joe, I've looked at the other special editions of some of those other brands, and I kind of had my heart set on one, but I'm really digging the styling of this Tiguan and the 3-row capability. How much is it? So starting with the way that this one is trimmed out, you're looking at an MSRP of around $32,000. Let's see what you get for the money to the door panel. Now, if you like clean design, you're gonna like the door panel. It's all the same color material, soft touch material up top, which is great. A little bit of silver for the door handle, and then when you work your way from the door handle to open up the door to the armrest, it's soft touch material, and like I said, it's all just simple black, so no gloss black. It's not gonna put fingerprints. The door pocket is supersized, and it's got felt lining on it. Now, the great news is if you have one of those larger Yeti bottles, it'll fit in there, or if you just wanna get a nice 12-inch foot long, maybe like a meatball sub from Subway, it'll fit in there as well, and you won't scratch your meatballs, which is great. Going from the door panel to the dash, soft touch material. There's a little bit of this, I don't know, like a faux wood aluminum trim. I wish they would have used just a little bit more of this in other areas of the interior. But then you get to the 8-inch infotainment system. If you like simplicity, this system is very, very simple, easy to use. Plus, I do like the way it's integrated into the dash. So like I said, 8-inch system, touch screen, easy to swipe. You got your Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Let me throw it in reverse real quick. There's our backup camera, actually pretty clear with trajectory. Put it back in a park. You could go and select your vehicle here. You can look at all your different fuel readouts, range, and then watch this. When you go into settings, boom. Now you could actually slide up and down there and change different settings to your vehicle as you're parked or as you're stopped at a stoplight or cruising down the road. So like I said, very, very easy to use, and then we're right back to where we started. As we drop down, you're gonna have dual climate control, heated seats, no ventilated seats at this price point. I wouldn't expect it. I do like the way there's this metallic gray finish instead of gloss black. You're gonna have wireless charging, 2 USB-Cs, and a 12-volt in there. So they do have you connected when it comes to connectivity. That's gonna control your 8-speed automatic. I like the way they put the start-stop button right by the shifter. Easy to get to, nice silver appearance. You got some dead buttons, but remember this is an SE trim. If you want these dead buttons to do something, go higher up the spec sheet. The silver is nice, the stitching is wonderful. Flat black, which is a nice heaven sent. And then you're gonna get your standard older style Volkswagen key fob. Still looks good, real clean. Lock, unlock, pop the back. You do have a little place here for some Jolly Ranchers, 2 cup holders, nice high armrest with soft material and the stitching. And then watch this, lift it up. What are you gonna drop in there? Yes, your balls, your baseball that you had signed by Jose Canseco before he got all that negative news attention. We won't talk about that, Jose. I won't bring it up anymore, I promise. Seats, I like the leather style material with the stitch work, this perforated design. Now, for the passenger, it's gonna be all manual controls. But when you come to the driver's side, the business end, you are gonna get electric assist, but look what you get, SE R-Line Black Edition. Watch this. One touch, nice panoramic sunroof, opens up super smooth for everybody, including the backseat passengers. But why don't you come over here to the business end? I want to show you behind this Volkswagen R-Line steering wheel in our Tiguan. All right, guys, business time. I'm telling you, this is where Volkswagen does really well with their products, and I'll show you in a few seconds. I love this aluminum sill panel with the R-Line badge. Very, very tasteful, but what I really, truly love are the foot boxes. The foot boxes in Volkswagen vehicles, you get a massive aluminum dead pedal, brake pedal, and throttle. That to me is super important from a driver's standpoint. Sitting in the seat, you got your seat controls, like I said, full electric assist. I'm 6 feet tall. I got plenty of headroom. You're gonna have a tilting and telescoping steering wheel, and it's ARB branded. So leather material, contrast stitching, thin on the spokes, and then there's the R badge, very, very clean. And then same thing with the instrumentation, super clean, analog tach speedometer, and a small digital display in the center. That's all you need. I know a lot of people want 12-inch screens and whatnot, but not everybody can have 12 inches. That's just the way it works. But why don't we go ahead, we talked about up front, let's get to the back seat, or I should say the mid-row in this Tiguan, and see how happy your passengers are gonna be. All right, guys, mid-row time, or I really should say the back seat, but it is a mid-row in this small 3-row compact SUV. You're gonna get that same great soft material, just like up front. Backs of the seats go all the way around. Decent on the pockets here. You could probably put a nice, party tray of cold cuts back there. The great news is to keep your cold cuts cold, you do have rear AC, a little tiny tray for some atomic fireballs, and then a USB-C and a 12 volt. I have my own pocket over here for my own cold cuts, maybe some mozzarella. LED lighting, that panoramic sunroof. Seats, do they slide? Yes, they do. Do they recline? Yes, they do. Gives you a nice variety of seating positions, and you got a great armrest. And normally I would zonk these style cup holders, but they gave you enough real estate on both sides for your arm. But why don't we go ahead? I know you want to see it. We're going to see if I can fit in the 3rd row in this Tiguan. Guys, this is that row that if you you get a call one day and you just discover you got a couple extra kids you didn't know about, this is where you're going to want to place them if you already have filled up the back seat with the rest of your kids. And that's what this is. This is not a long haul driving seating position. Me being 6 feet tall, I feel like a gorilla in a clown car. My knees, as you can see, are just way too close to my mouth. I'm all crunched up, but that's not the purpose of this 3rd seat. This is for the emergency, that extra kid that you didn't know about. Maybe one of your kids has a friend or two and they want to annoy the heck out of you and bring them along as well. Put them back here. You do have cup holders and a nice little slot for some Skittles or some peanut M&Ms on both sides, which is great. But the good news is the seats look the same. A lot of times when manufacturers get to the 3rd row, they use like cheap material. Same material, massive headrest, but why don't we go ahead, let's go to the cargo area and see how massive that is for your next family trip. All right, guys, time to get into the cargo area. Real simple, you just hit the button and you're gonna have to use your muscles and lift it up. Now what I did was I kept the 3rd row up to show you how much space we have. You basically have enough room for a single loaf of bread. It's 12 cubic feet of space with that 3rd row up, and you can see just how tight it's gonna be for your passengers. But it's for that emergency. To put it down though, and I think most people are gonna leave these down, real simple. Just push on that tab and throw them down. Nice flat floor. So I am very impressed. Of course, you fold down that mid row, what is the back seat, and that's where you're gonna maximize your space. So Right now you're looking at 37.6 cubic feet of space. Fold the mid-row down, you're looking at 73.5 cubic feet of space. Now the nice thing is they give you these large nooks to put a supersized bag of Lay's, maybe some Doritos, some Cool Ranch Doritos. You have another notch over there for a second bag so you don't mix your Doritos and Lay's. That's like a big no-no in my book. Lift this up, there's your spare. So you're gonna be able to get to where you're going, even if that accident might pop up and you run over a nail. But you know what? Since we're talking about driving, I want to keep on trucking. If you're ready, I'm ready. Let's take this Tiguan for a spin. All right, guys, we're in this 2021 Tiguan SE R-Line Black Edition on throttle. So like I was saying, you're definitely not going to win any drag races. And when you compare this to the competition, it is on the slower side. Now, the good news though is drivability. Very, very smooth, even with the 20-inch wheels. Seats are super comfortable. Visibility is massive. And side mirrors, lots of real estate for you to clearly see in those blind spot areas. And yes, you do have blind spot, you do have lane, keep assist, all that kind of good safety equipment in here. And the panoramic sunroof. But driving down the road, it does give a very, very nice overall feel to the ride quality. And getting to everything is just within arm's reach. It's very easy to understand. There's not all this complexity of different driving modes and all that kind of stuff. It's all just one-stop shop. And I think for many people, you're gonna like that. Now, I think the biggest thing you're gonna like is that if you're looking for a compact SUV that has that extra row, this kind of shoehorns you right into the Tiguan because the others just don't have that. And I think that's what really makes this a standout. Besides, I really enjoy the clean German styling of the Tiguan, especially the black edition. It does look very, very sporty. It just doesn't have the extra performance to match the sporty look. And that's one area where if you're hoping for that, just don't hope and you won't get let down. Visibility is good, like I was saying, and just smooth. I mean, you got the 8-speed automatic, nice conventional torque converter automatic, which is gonna allow smooth shifts without feeling vague. And overall, the steering feel is pretty good. It's not too light, it's not too heavy. I think that this vehicle is gonna check off many people's boxes looking for a compact SUV. Gauges, I am a big fan still of analog gauges. I love analog gauges, and it's nice to have the analog gauge set up in here. You do have the digital display, which is telling you the speed, which is nice. And then other than that, just super smooth going down the road. I mean, they did a great job with the shock absorbers all four corners with the compression and rebound damping, and just rides really, really nicely. All right, guys, we're gonna go on throttle, Just not the most invigorating acceleration. You are getting a bit of buzz from the engine. It is a 4-cylinder, and you could hear it working for sure. But other than that, like I said, I think when you're looking at the competition, it is slower than many of them when it comes to acceleration, but you are getting a lot of extra options for the money, especially things like the panoramic sunroof and those 20-inch wheels. But hopefully this gave you a nice overall feel of what the 2021 Tiguan SE R-Line Black Edition is all about. We're gonna wrap this up and get back to our location where it all began. So I'll see you in a split second. Been another great day here in our little undisclosed parking lot area with this Volkswagen Tiguan. I definitely want to thank everybody over at Volkswagen for allowing Raiti's Rides access to this press fleet vehicle. If you're looking for a compact SUV, I don't envy you one bit. So many choices out there, so many have different ways of going about the whole compact SUV segment of the industry. This Tiguan though, like I said, very unique style and that third row capability. Want to add it to your list for test drives for sure. But if you want to keep seeing smaller size SUVs here on Raiti's Rides, leave a comment in the comment section. If you're new and you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rides family. If you want to help us keep making great content just for you in the channel, click the first link, become a Raity's Rise Patreon member. Click the second link, get yourself some Raity's Rise merch. Got to give it up to the queen of the camera. She's out here busting her butt in the hot Florida sun. Thank you, Lori, for helping this all come together. Show her some love in the comment section. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.